Hey there, this is Nicole Holland of the Business Building Rockstars Show, and I just got really inspired and thought, you know what? I'm gonna record a little bonus episode for you right now. Here's why. I just reached a milestone with the Business Building Rockstars Show. I just reached the 1,000 downloads, and that is super exciting for me. This is a little project that I had in my mind for a while, and then I decided to take action, and everything is just falling into place beautifully. With that milestone of 1,000 downloads, so many great things have happened. I've been getting tons of emails and social media messages letting me know how this show has helped people. And that is what it's all about for me. So on this bonus episode, I'm going to give you an extra special tip about how to achieve really big goals. Like if you decide you want to launch a program, or you want to start a new business, or you want to have a podcast or a television show, or anything that you can possibly imagine that you have as a really big goal, like in your future, and you want to take action on. I've got 5 steps to help you make those dreams and those goals reality. But before I do, I just want to share a few of these comments that people have left about the show that just pump me up so much and get me more and more inspired and more excited to do this even bigger. Heather of Powerhouse Mama says, the first episode that she listened to on overcoming your fear of visibility hit so much home for me. I also love how Nicole has great guests, but also incorporates some of her own wisdom within the interviews. Thank you, Heather. Larry Finkel says, great show with energy. Nicole has the obvious passion for what she does. Your show is extremely encouraging, and I love hearing you as my personal rockstar business coach. I feel so pumped up during the show. It's like audio adrenaline for your business. Awesome work, Nicole. Thank you, Larry. That means so much to me, and I am so glad that you're getting value from the show. MDACIUK says, great show. So much valuable content and great tips on overcoming your fear. I really enjoyed episode 11, where you guys talked about creating deep and meaningful connections. I can't wait to hear more shows. And your podcast host, not me, but your podcast host as the Apple ID, says, caught Nicole's episode 10 on the subject of reorganizing and using your gifts. Took tons of notes and found myself becoming very fond of the host's style and the information delivered. Good stuff. Keep up the great work. I will, your podcast host. Thank you so much. And Jay Everline says, love the transparency. Sometimes we make mistakes, and knowing you're not alone is encouraging. Nicole gives the voice to this and even reveals her vulnerability at the top of the show by sharing her failure to hit record. You must tune in. Thank you, Jay Everline. You know, the thing is, yes, we all go through shit. Like, that is why I'm doing this show, because every single one who has reached any level of success has done it despite the struggles, despite the failures. We all have trauma in our lives. We all have tragedy in our lives. We all experience the same stuff to different degrees, but it's how we deal with our circumstances that determines our outcome. Are we going to stay stuck in the why we can't do something, or why life won't let us, or all these things that are keeping us down? Or are we going to choose to rise above them, to move through them, and to create the life that we want to live? I can go on about that all day long. Law of attraction is something that I'm very passionate about teaching, and you'll hear this theme again and again and again if you're listening to my show or if you're in any of my programs. But for today, I want to get to 5 things that you can do to make your dreams come true. These 5 steps are absolutely paramount to achieving your goals. Most people will not tell you about them, but here they are. Number 1, get clear. Whatever the goal is that you're chasing, ask yourself, is this really your goal? Or is it someone else's that you think you should go for? Are you watching an expert in your field and saying, yes, I love what they're doing, I want that? Or are you watching an expert in your field and going, yes, that what they're doing is so inspiring to me and I want to do something similar. There's a very fine line. There's a very fine difference, but it's so important to understand it. When you're really clear that what you're inspired to do is coming from inspiration, it's coming from spirit, then you will achieve it. When you are coming from a place of wanting something that others have that you don't, and you think it would be a good thing for you to do, you're going to be met with way more resistance than if you would get tuned into something that feels really good and fires you up and like you're just so excited about and you want to do it rather than feeling like you have to do it. So number one, make sure you're clear on whatever you're moving forward on before you move forward. Now, number two, once you're clear, you gotta get real. So the first thing you can do here is grab your calendar. And I want you to look at your calendar and look at and consider your current circumstances and your responsibilities. If you're going to achieve a big goal, you need to get serious with yourself about the time that you're able and willing to devote to it. Also, the resources. It's not always time. Oftentimes money is involved and there may be some other things, but time is usually the biggest component. Whether you're learning to do something, whether you're hiring others, whatever you're doing, time is of the essence. So take a look at your calendar, take a look at your responsibilities, and really check in and see how much time you can realistically devote to reaching your goals. As long as you're honest with yourself, it's fine. Don't think because you don't have 30 hours a week or 40 hours a week to do something, to create something big, that you can't create it, because that's not true. If you can carve out just 30 minutes a day, you will be able to achieve most goals that you can set for yourself. Now, you may not be able to achieve them in a week or a month or even a year. But if you stay consistent and you're realistic about what commitment you can make to putting into working towards your goals and you hold yourself to it, you'll get there. Now, number 3 is get serious. You want to do some research about what steps you're going to need to take in order to make your goal happen. Make sure you're listing these out. Oftentimes, when people think about, oh, I want to do this, I want to write a book, for example, and they think about off the top of their head all the things they need to do in order to reach that goal, they're usually missing about 90% of the steps. So number 3 in getting serious is do that research. Take the time to find out what you don't know and list that stuff out. And every time you find something that, oh, I didn't know that, then I bet you if you look into what steps you need to take in order to do that one thing, there's going to be more steps that you didn't know about. So this is one of those keys to success where when you go and you get serious and you research out all of the different things that you're going to need to go through and the steps you're going to need to take in order to reach your goal, you're planning for success. Once you have that list of things, now it's step 4, which is get organized. You're going to go grab that calendar again and you're going to start plotting in your milestones. Schedule all the steps that you're going to take and give yourself plenty of wiggle room, plenty of buffer time. The more practice we have at something, the better and easier it becomes. But starting out, especially again, when you don't know what you don't know, shit is hard. I've gone through things like even for this podcast, thinking, okay, it'll maybe take me 2 hours to do this particular task. And then I come across things that I don't know how to do. So now I've got to go and I've got to learn. And so something that I planned for 2 hours might take me 5 hours or 6 hours. And you've got to be prepared to allow for that wiggle room. Don't schedule your milestones so tightly and aggressively that you're not going to meet them. Now, step 5 is once you know what it is that you need to do step by step, and you're able to look at that calendar and you're able to say, okay, I thought I could do this in 2 months, but the reality is based on my current circumstances, my responsibilities, and now what I know I need to do, this is looking more like a 9-month project. So now you know that's a 9-month project. You know what things you need to do, the steps you need to take. This step 5 now, key 5 is get support. Figure out what kind of support you're going to need to help you really crush your goal. So you're going to make a list of who you want to have on your team. Now, this could include administrative help, social media management help. You're probably going to want a cheerleading squad of people who already love you, who aren't going to criticize you, who are going to cheer you on and rah, 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 and right, and love you up as you're doing this venture. And you're also going to need mentors and coaches and consultants to help you navigate the pitfalls that they know about that you don't yet, and also who've already proven their success in the area that you are working towards. This is so important, and you'll hear it time and time again. All of my guests will say it. Any successful person in any area, whether it's sports or business, is going to tell you they could not be where they are on pure talent alone. All successful entrepreneurs, all successful people have coaches, have mentors, have people who are teaching them and stretching them and pushing them beyond their limits to go to that next level. So there you have it. There is my tip today for how to really achieve those big goals. Number 1, get clear. Number 2, get real. Number 3, get serious. Number 4, get organized. And number 5, get support. Now, I do want to say that the other important thing about these 5 steps is they're important to do in that order. What most entrepreneurs online do when they're just starting out is they go for getting support first. This is a very expensive mistake, and I can speak from experience here. Not only have I done it myself, but I have also watched countless people in Facebook groups and all over the place doing the same thing, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. If you're trying to get support to reach a goal before you're clear on your goal, before you really understand what it's going to take, before you really understand how long it's going to take, then you are destined to struggle and probably fail, because basically getting support without getting those other things in place first would be like hopping in the car with your navigator in the passenger seat, handing them a map, and asking them which way to go without having a destination in mind. So that navigator can say, okay, we're going to go straight for 200 meters and then we're going to turn left. And you'd be like, okay. And so you follow. And what now? Okay, so now we're going to drive over the hill and we're going to hop onto the I-190. And we're going to take that for 2 miles. And then we're going to get off and we're going to turn left. Okay, fine. So then you're driving, you're following those directions, and then you do. And then what, right? So all you're doing here is you're following directions of somebody, but you don't know where the hell you're going. So it's exactly the same thing when you go ahead and you invest in these programs or these trainings or these masterminds or coaching or whatever, when you don't even know what you want to do. Obviously, I'm super passionate about this, and I could go on about this all day too, but this is supposed to be just a quick tip, just as a bonus. So I'm going to wrap up here with the moral of the story. Casual investments lead to casual results. Make sure you know not only what you want, but that you want it, figure out how you're going to get it, and then go for it. But do it with intention. Do it with commitment. If you are serious about your success, you will make the commitments and you will follow through. Come hell or high water, you're not going to let anything stop you. Listen, you have complete control over your destiny. Nobody else does. Your current circumstances are temporary, and there are plenty of opportunities for you to change them when you are ready. Now, if you're ready, I want to let you know that if you jive with me and you want me to be your mentor, there are a number of ways that I support entrepreneurs, including through my Business Building Rockstars Show, which you're listening to an episode of right now. So you can get this regularly by subscribing to iTunes. I also have the Business Building Rockstar Summit coming up in November. So if you're in my community, you'll find out about that. I'll also be letting you know about that on the show prior to November 1st when we kick things off. If you're kind of at that beginning stage where you're not really sure what you want, my free Master Your Mindset Challenge is another way that I can support you. If you go to bbrshow.com/challenge, you can sign up to join my Master Your Mindset Challenge, where I walk you through Napoleon Hill's landmark book called Think and Grow Rich. It was originally published in 1937. If you have not read it, you need to read it. It's a great starting point for anyone who is deciding that they want to be in control of their destiny. You get a free copy of the book when you sign up. Again, that's bbrshow.com/challenge. Now, if you'd like to work with me at a deeper level and get my direct support and guidance around your business goals, then hey, let's talk. Right now, I have some available time in my schedule that I am allocating to help you reach your goals. So if you would like to set up a complimentary strategy session with me to see if it's a fit, head on over to letsmapitout.com. Again, that's letsmapitout.com, letsmapitout.com. Little bit of a longer name there, but you'll remember. Letsmapitout.com so that we can figure out how I can support you. I'll give you actionable steps. You'll leave with heaps of value, even if we don't work together. No problem. Again, I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me reach this milestone of 1,000 listens, 1,000 downloads. I'm so excited to be helping people on a larger scale. This is my mission. This is what I was born to do. And the 5 tips that I just gave you to reach your biggest goal, that's what I'm doing. That's how I've figured it out. That's how I've created this podcast for you, my listener. Thank you so much. And until next time, have a great day.